I grew up thinking love was basically a slow disaster waiting to happen, because my parents spent years turning their marriage into a battlefield full of screaming, slammed doors, and silence that somehow hurt even more. So I learned early that getting attached to people only ended badly. Most of my relationships never lasted long, because the second things got serious, I pulled away before anyone could hurt me first, and honestly I thought that made me smart. Then at 25, I married my best friend, not because we were deeply in love, but because life got messy. There were visa problems, hospital bills, and one stupid joke we used to make about marrying each other if we were still single by 30 suddenly became real paperwork. At first nothing changed, we were basically just roommates with matching rings, splitting bills, arguing over takeout, binge-watching terrible shows, and living our normal lives like always. But then little things started getting to me in ways I didn't expect, like how he always remembered exactly how I liked my coffee, or how he left the porch light on when he knew I'd be home late, and the worst part was the way he looked at me sometimes, like I was something fragile he actually cared about. I tried ignoring it, but everything changed the night he picked me up from the airport, because there he was standing at Arrivals holding the dumbest homemade sign with one of our inside jokes written across it, smiling like an idiot, and for some reason that was the exact moment I realized I was completely screwed. So naturally, I panicked. I stayed later at work, stopped our movie nights, started acting distant, because if I ruined it first maybe it wouldn't hurt as much later. He noticed, of course he did, but he never pushed me, until one night I found him sitting outside staring at the sky with a beer in his hand, and without even looking at me he quietly said, "I think maybe we should live separately, this doesn't feel the same anymore." And I swear that hurt more than anything I had spent years trying to avoid. That night I couldn't sleep at all, because for the first time in my life I realized I wasn't scared of love, I was scared of losing someone I actually loved. The next morning I packed a bag, and walked into the living room ready to leave before things got worse, but then I saw him sitting on the floor with his head in his hands looking completely broken, and my entire chest just collapsed. My bag hit the floor and before I could stop myself I said, "I don't want to leave, I love you, I just don't know how to do this." He looked up at me like he couldn't believe what he heard, then laughed in this relieved, exhausted way and said, "I thought I was the only one." And somehow after spending my whole life running from love, I accidentally found it in the one place I never expected.